After his dramatic rebellion over a month ago, Sachin Pilot seems to have aborted his plans for a takeoff from the Congress. The former Deputy Chief Minister of Rajasthan seems to have aborted that flight plan. In what is said to be an emotional meeting between Pilot and the Gandhis, a solution to the Rajasthan deadlock seems to have been worked out. So what happens next in this Rajasthan potboiler? Will Sachin Pilot return to the state? In what capacity? Can he and Gehlot work together again? Maushmi Singh in Delhi and Devankur Vadhavan in Jaipur file our lead story tonight.
Sachin Pilot, it seems, is set to be back in the Rajasthan Congress cockpit. The disgruntled young Turk met Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka in Delhi on Monday. This was the first meeting since the Rajasthan deadlock began. Sources say the meeting between Pilot and the Gandhis lasted for about 2 hours and was positive.
मुख्यमंत्री हो चाहे प्रदेश अध्यक्ष हो, वो सब आला कमान के फैसले को मानते हैं और आला कमान के आदेश से ही मैं आज पीसीसी के चीफ का काम कर रहा हूं और अशोक गहलोत जी मुख्यमंत्री जी का काम कर रहे हैं.
But Pilot has put forth a list of demands. He wants to be declared a Rajasthan Chief Minister candidate for the future. If this demand is not met, he wants 2 of his MLAs to be made Deputy Chief Ministers of Rajasthan.
In an icebreaker, when Rahul Gandhi met Sachin Pilot, he told him to resume his duty as the Chief Minister and the Congress Chief of Rajasthan. He also assured Pilot that a committee will be formed to look into coordination of governance issues.
In Rajasthan, after a month of acrimony and harsh words, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot seems to have toned down his offensive. Will Gehlot and Pilot work together after attacks like these?
एक छोटी खबर नहीं पड़ी हुई किसी ने कि पायलट साहब को हटाना चाहिए प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी अध्यक्ष से. हम जानते थे कि निकम्मा है, नाकारा है, कुछ काम नहीं कर रहा है, खाली लोगों को लड़वा रहा है.
The State Assembly session begins on August 14th. It's clear that the Congress wants to iron out differences and not leave anything to chance. BJP, meanwhile, has moved at least 20 of its MLAs to Gujarat. Gehlot claimed that there could be defections within the party.
बीजेपी के विधायकों की इस बारी चिंता है. वो लोग बाड़ेबंदी कर रहे हैं 3-4 जगह पर. वो भी चुन करके उनमें इतनी बड़ी फूट पड़ गई दिखती है मुझे
कि पार्टी के अंदर सामूहिक निर्णय होता है, उस सामूहिक निर्णय की सभी पालना करते हैं. इंडिविजुअल मेरा मत अलग हो सकता है, इनका मत अलग हो सकता है, सबके मत अलग हो सकते हैं, लेकिन जहां पार्टी की बात होती है वहां आज भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी एकजुट है, एकमुखी है.
Gehlot camp MLAs are still at a resort in Jaisalmer, with the Chief Minister keeping a hawk eye on them. Sources say that jammers have been put at Jaisalmer Hotel to restrict Congress MLAs from sending messages and making calls.
The more than month-long political tussle in Rajasthan may end soon as the Congress's young Turk and former Deputy Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Sachin Pilot, has seemingly agreed to bury his hatchet with Ashok Gehlot. Whether Pilot will get the same respectability in Rajasthan politics or will he look elsewhere is something which will be keenly watched for. With Chetan, Devankur Vadhavan in Jaipur, India Today.
I've got breaking news coming in now. The Congress has put out an official statement and I'll take you through what KC Venugopal, who's the party General Secretary in charge of organization, says. He says Sachin Pilot met with former Congress President Rahul Gandhi and expressed his grievances in detail. They had a frank, open, conclusive discussion. Conclusive discussion is consequential there. Sachin Pilot has committed to working in the interest of the Congress party and the Congress government in Rajasthan. This is the first time it's becoming official. Following this meeting, Congress President Sonia Gandhi has decided that the AICC will constitute a 3-member committee to address the issues raised by Sachin Pilot and aggrieved MLAs and arrive at an appropriate resolution thereof. That's the first time we're officially hearing from the Congress party on this, and the Pilot flight plan has now been changed. From Manesar, it's back to Jaipur for Sachin Pilot joining us. for perspective on this big breaking political development. Rajdeep Sardesai in the studio, our national affairs editor Rahul Srivastav, and in a moment I'll kickstart our political debate. But joining us from Jaisalmer, where the Congress MLAs are ensconced, is our Rajasthan bureau chief for Aaj Tak, Sharad Kumar. So Rajdeep, to you first. A 3-member committee being set up at the back of all this drama in Rajasthan. This could have happened on day one. What's changed?
I think what's changed is that both the sides have reached, are in a situation where they are pushed to the wall. Ashok Gehlot doesn't want to take the risk, it appears, of a trust vote with that thin majority that he had, about 102 out of 200 MLAs. He doesn't want to take that risk. And Sachin Pilot had very few options left. You know, he was hoping that this would result in a gathering of momentum for him. Many more MLAs would join. That didn't happen. Whether he was hoping that the BJP would come out in his full support is a big question mark. He continuously denies that that was ever on his agenda. Any thought of a regional party, also very difficult in a bipolar state like Rajasthan. And I think generally he didn't expect that the High Command would so aggressively back Ashok Gehlot. So he was pushed to the wall.
So has he scored a big self-goal, Sachin Pilot? He was sitting pretty. He's now, everyone in the Congress, especially those in Rajasthan in the Gehlot camp, will look at him with extreme suspicion. He's got nothing except a 3-member committee at the end of it.
Well, we don't know whether that's the only thing that's been offered. At the moment,
that's the official.
Does he go back
as Deputy CM?
Question mark over that. I mean, how do you go back as Deputy CM when the CM is someone who only the other day called you Nikamma? Not easy. You know, I don't think that's ever, you're absolutely right. I don't think any of that's going to change. But I think Rahul, Sachin Pilot has perhaps realized that maybe this was the wrong time to strike. He can buy more time. He's young enough. He can buy more time.
But doesn't show him to be a very smart politician, Rajdeep.
Look, I think the difference is that Jyotiraditya Scindia had, you know, in true political style, done all the setting. I think Sachin was attempting a very different trajectory where he thought, and perhaps wrongly as a result, that he would become a figure around whom people would gravitate. And that there was enough sufficient opposition to Ashok Gehlot for him to become someone who the Congress High Command would then choose as an alternative.
It's not happened.
I'm accepting it. I think Ashok Gehlot has proven himself to be a real fighter till the end and has built, he has the loyalty of the MLAs. Ultimately, this is a numbers game. 102 versus 18. Yes, 102 versus the BJP plus Pilot plus Hanuman Beniwal would have made it a tough fight in a trust vote. But 102 versus 18, it's clear that the majority was with Ashok Gehlot. So I think Sachin Pilot has to lick his wounds. If you want me to use the terminology, lick his wounds and go back to fight another day. It's probably the best option for someone as young as him who cannot form a regional party, perhaps does not have the resources of a Jagan or a Sharad Pawar to form a regional party, and in a state where the BJP too looks at, I think, Sachin Pilot with an element of wariness. You know, Jyotiraditya Scindia's family has had links with the BJP, Vijay Raje Scindia being his grandmother. But I don't think Sachin Pilot was seen as someone whom a Vasundhara Raje or a Gajendra Singh Shekhawat would naturally accept. So I think Sachin Pilot
was willing to work with
you can argue, I think Sachin Pilot overplayed his hand, Rahul. I would put it that way.
No, but here is somebody who's touted as a possible Congress president in the future in case Rahul Gandhi doesn't want to come back and steer the ship. He's just shown in Rajasthan that he doesn't know the basics of politics in his own state, Rajdeep. He doesn't know which side of the bread is buttered.
Look, the way I think, Rahul, we should wait, press the pause button and see. Look, in politics, sometimes you have to take one step back to go 2 steps forward. I think Sachin Pilot has had to take 1 step back. Whether he can now have, whether he will learn his lessons.
No, he'll be very sheepish. With what face does he go back now?
Ashok Gehlot is going to be 70. So therefore, will he be the face of the Congress in 2023? Unlikely. Will Sachin Pilot be the face? Possibly. Will he become Chief Minister before that in the 5th year? Possible. Much depends on whether Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra are now willing, in a sense, to effect a generational change.
No, but
that doesn't
even
seem to be
their own
happening.
status is complicated.
That's right. See, look, you are at the moment, you are in a rudderless ship. The ship is rudderless.
And captainless.
So
and it doesn't know where it's going.
But for the likes of Sachin Pilot at the moment, the outside world is also stormy.
But you do a scope before you go and rebel. I mean, who goes and rebels without having thought all of this through, Rajdeep?
You know, Rahul, I think you are right that I think, as I said, he's overplayed his hand, possibly didn't see the situation through, perhaps underestimated Gehlot and his own strength within Rajasthan. But I would still like to believe someone like Sachin Pilot has many of the skills which a modern day politician requires. So I am not going to write off Sachin Pilot.
No, absolutely not.
I won't write him
But
off.
it just shows him, in comparison with Gehlot, to be a rank amateur.
Well, it shows कि पुराने खिलाड़ी हैं अशोक गेहलोत. Ashok Gehlot has shown कि पुराना खिलाड़ी है. I mean, taking all his MLAs to Jaisalmer, keeping them in Fairmont, he has played for Brook. Sachin Pilot eventually realized that if I'm playing with Ashok Gehlot this game, I can't win it now unless the High Command had openly come out in his favor.
But why
That
would
also
they do
didn't
that?
happen.
He had no indication from the High Command to suggest that they would back him in a battle against Gehlot.
You know,
They didn't back him when he was supposed to become Chief Minister. Why would they back him now?
Look, maybe he thought a weakened High Command post 2019, and certainly given what had happened in the last few months, would come out in his favor. He miscalculated. He has made a political miscalculation for now. But I would still like to believe, I still maintain that the Congress party, should, just to make this point, you remember that Axis poll that we did in 2018 during the Rajasthan elections. It showed that while Ashok Gehlot was perhaps the choice for the legislators, for a national election, projecting a pilot would help them in a Rajasthan. And I still believe the Congress will have to effect this generational change sooner rather than later. I think Sachin Pilot was a man in a hurry, was a young man in a hurry, and pressed the fast forward button when he could have easily pressed the pause button and waited his turn. Maybe he made that mistake, and maybe Ashok Gehlot made the mistake of not even trying in some way to reach out to him.
No, Ashok Gehlot told him very clearly, you can go climb a gum tree, I don't care. You walk into the forest, it doesn't matter. And it's Sachin Pilot who's coming back. So what should one make of this? Rahul Srivastava, our National Affairs Editor, joins us. Rahul, this is a pilot. He's all ready to defect to the enemy camp. And right before the takeoff, he changes his mind, turns back, goes back. What led to this big change of flight plan?
Rahul, I think Sachin Pilot's game plan was to use the BJP to dislodge Ashok Gehlot. I don't think it was a quintessential jump the ship kind of a game. It was basically a battle against Ashok Gehlot. Now, there are three basic factors which have happened. One, visibly, the SOG case for sedition and all was withdrawn. Sachin Pilot found the futility of maintaining a rebellion because the numbers were not changing. Rahul, it's a very interesting situation in Rajasthan. There were four parties involved. One is the Congress High Command, one is Pilot Group, one is Gehlot Group, and one is the BJP. Gehlot, after 1 month, found he has no option but very weak numbers. Pilot camp is not cracking. The Congress is not acting against Pilot. Sachin Pilot's numbers were not growing. He had no option but he cannot form a regional outfit because they have never succeeded in Rajasthan. And the party was not backing him what he really 100% wanted. The BJP was tied in a corner because he didn't have Scindia-like numbers in Madhya Pradesh and it didn't want to get its hands dirty with the blood of the government. And Vasundhara Raje was a major stumbling block. In that scenario, the Congress got an opportunity to create a ground on which all of these parties could come together. Now, Rajdeep is saying an important point, but remember, Ashok Gehlot, all the meanwhile, was out to get rid of Sachin. Even he will take some body blows, Rahul, today, because a committee undermines his 100% authority over the government and the party matters. We don't know what kind of assurances have been given vis-a-vis future to Sachin Pilot by Rahul Gandhi. That might be the detail which might be a setback for Ashok Gehlot. Just yesterday, his MLAs had raised hands to oust Sachin Pilot. Today morning, he left the Jaisalmer.
Is he coming back as Deputy Chief Minister?
Without murmuring a word to the media.
Sharat, is he coming back as Deputy Chief Minister?
Rahul,
What's your sense?
Word with very strong people.
Go on, Rahul, you first.
So, Rahul, what I have a word with two very senior people in the Sachin Pilot camp, what they said, we have agreed to the idea of a committee and also some MLAs in his camp being accorded ministerial berths and corporation seats. The very idea of a committee would be that Sachin Pilot is part of that committee and governance. That's what the indication coming is.
Sharat, will he be Deputy Chief Minister again? Will he have to sit it out in this committee? Because Gehlot is a strong Chief Minister. I mean, you can have the committee on the side. What makes you think Gehlot will listen to them?
देखिए, गहलोत के साथ सोनिया गांधी हैं और सचिन पायलट को रियलाइज हो गया। अब समझना होगा कि एक बार जो है सचिन पायलट राहुल गांधी के लिए घर के लिए रवाना होते हैं, उधर से उनके एमएलए अशोक गहलोत के घर आ जाते हैं। तो कहीं न कहीं उनको लग गया था कि उनके एमएलए उनके हाथ से छिटक गए हैं और जो खिड़की उन्होंने खोल रखी थी कांग्रेस के साथ, उस खिड़की को लपक लिया। क्योंकि जब वो बात कर रहे हैं उस समय उनके खेमे के एमएलए मास्टर भंवर लाल शर्मा सीधे गाड़ी लेके सीएमआर चले जाते हैं और कहते हैं अशोक गहलोत हमारा नेता है। तो इसका मतलब उनके जो विधायक गए हैं वो टूट गए थे और उसको टूटने का अंदाजा सचिन पायलट को हो गया था और उन्होंने जल्दीबाजी में जो खिड़की खोल रखी थी सोनिया गांधी से मिलने का, तुरंत लपक लिया है। और चूंकि इमोशनल मीटिंग थी, पुराने उनका कहना है कि हम बचपन से खेले हैं इन लोगों के साथ, तो बहुत सारी बातें हुई। उस बातों में यह हुआ है कि आपके मान सम्मान की रक्षा की जाएगी, लेकिन फिलहाल उनको कहा है एक बार जाके आप अशोक गहलोत से मिलें। अशोक गहलोत से मिलने के बाद अगर
Ashok Gehlot just called him Nikamma the other day. He said he's handsome, he's taking the media for a ride, he does nothing, he only plays politics. After having said the kind of things he has, how can Gehlot and Sachin Pilot get along in Rajasthan politics if Pilot is to go back? Do you think this has turned out to be, Sharad, in your understanding of Rajasthan politics, a big disaster, like a self-goal of epic proportions for Sachin Pilot?
बिल्कुल, सचिन पायलट के इस पूरे मामले में एक तरह से कहें तो हार हुई है। अपना घर नहीं बचा पाए, जो एमएलए लेकर बैठे थे वो एमएलए भागकर आ गए और इसका अंदाजा हो गया। इसीलिए अशोक गहलोत ये पहले से प्लानिंग कर चुके थे, उनके सेंध लगा चुके थे। इसीलिए सचिन पायलट ने, अशोक गहलोत ने सुबह से, कल रात से ही ऐसा बाजार बना रखा था कि सचिन पायलट को जल्दी निकालो, क्योंकि मैं उनके घर में सेंध लगा चुका हूं, उनके एमएलए मैं 3-4 ला चुका हूं। मैं विधानसभा में बहुमत साबित करने के लिए आज वहां पर विधानसभा अध्यक्ष से मिल भी लिए थे और सचिन पायलट को इस बात का अंदाजा हो गया था कि अब बीजेपी के साथ जा रहे हो, किसी के साथ जा रहे हो, दाल गलने वाली नहीं है, क्योंकि जो एमएलए बैठे थे वो 18, उनमें भगदड़ मच गई है। इसलिए ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि सचिन पायलट ने एक सम्मानजनक समझौता किया है, लेकिन सम्मानजनक समझौता 3 मेंबर की कमेटी बनाकर तो नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि ये 3 मेंबर जो कमेटी है राहुल, ये पहली बार नहीं बनी है। 3 मेंबर कमेटी पहले भी आला कमान ने बना के भेजी है, जिसकी आज तक कोई बैठक नहीं हुई इन दोनों के बीच कोऑर्डिनेशन के लिए और सरकार के बीच कोऑर्डिनेशन के लिए। उसकी आज तक बैठक नहीं अशोक गहलोत ने की। तो अशोक गहलोत इस मामले में विजेता निकले हैं। सचिन पायलट को जगह तलाशनी होगी, वहां या आकर क्या करेंगे, यहाँ पर अशोक गहलोत उनको कितना भाव देते हैं। लेकिन जो आप कह रहे थे कि अशोक गहलोत ने निकम्मा नकारा कहा, अशोक गहलोत सोनिया भक्त हैं और सोनिया गांधी ने जब एक बार प्रेस विज्ञप्ति जारी कर दी है तो सचिन पायलट को गले लगाएंगे वो और एक साथ मिलकर बात चलने की बात कहेंगे।
पब्लिक में गले लगाएंगे ना, प्राइवेट में क्या करेंगे? That's the question.
पायलट के दिमाग में है।
They're both on record now having said that for months they haven't spoken, that there is no conversation. How does all of that, and that's where I want to go across now to Supriya and Sudhanshu Trivedi. Thanks Sharad for joining us. Thanks Rahul Srivastav. Supriya, these two men have been at loggerheads. They clearly dislike each other. One tried to rebel against the other. Ashok Gehlot's won in that battle of attrition. What's the guarantee that they'll get along from here on? Let me put that question to Sudhanshu Trivedi, because Dr. Trivedi, usually when the BJP makes a pincer move, and we saw here from the likes of Om Mathur to Gajendra Singh Shekhawat make public comments about welcoming Pilot if he wanted to come into the BJP fold, it seems as if this flight never really took off. You didn't have a fully baked plan. खिचड़ी आपकी ठीक से पकी नहीं, क्या रह गया boss?
As far as we are concerned, this was totally an internal matter of Congress, and you remember a only very famous biblical line: "They also serve who only stand and wait." So we were just watching what is happening. Now, if you look, what has finally happened? The handsome-looking, English-speaking Nikamma and Gaddar will have to adjust with who the self-proclaimed rustic, down-to-earth manipulator and Sitamgar. And now both are coming together. If you remember, in our childhood there was an English play, The Odd Couple. So now The Odd Couple will be running the Rajasthan government, and there is a proverb in
Sudhanshu Trivedi, you're in full form today, but the fact is, it's not as if BJP is standing on the sidelines and watching the Congress play. आपने ट्राई तो बहुत किया, आपकी दाल गली नहीं, ये तो सीधी सी बात है ना। आपने बड़ी कोशिश की कि किसी तरीके से मध्य प्रदेश का इनकी भी गिरा दो राजस्थान में सरकार। अल्टीमेटली अशोक गहलोत वंस अगेन हैज मैनेज्ड टू आउटमैनeuver यू।
देखिए साहब, हम लोग किसी की सरकार गिराने का प्रयास नहीं करते, वो सब पाते हैं, सब प्रयास ये अनायास पा जाते हैं। अब अगर आप ही के यहाँ कुछ भगदड़ मची हुई है तो उसके लिए हम क्या कर सकते थे। अब जहां तक ये बात है, whatever your correspondent was saying, I am totally disagreeing with that. He's saying when pilot is coming back, he's saying now the Ashok Gehlot will be having his full authority and other things, and he will not give anything. But if I ask, who will look like a future? From now onwards, within the Congress, after 2023, the perspective future will be Sachin Pilot, and Ashok Gehlot will be considered as man who has played his innings. So I think from within the Congress, if over the period of years there will be a further polarization, it is my opinion that Sachin Pilot will be able to further strengthening our position.
Okay, now Supriya Shrinathe, he's been called a handsome-looking nikamma by Ashok Gehlot. How in the world, with given the bad blood between these two, how are Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot supposed to get along?
I think between you and Rajdeep, you've covered enough and more politics to know the answer to that one. There is no bad blood in politics. A day is done and things move on. I'm happy that this could be solved and Mr. Pilot will stay in our fold. And as far as Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi is concerned, I'm glad he has the Congress's best interest at heart, and maybe he's forgotten what he just said. He said, किसी की सरकार गिराने का प्रयास नहीं किया. I wonder what did you do in Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Goa, Manipur, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh. I can go on and on. Maybe there is partial amnesia on the part of the BJP, so let's not get there. But as far as Mr. Gehlot and Mr. Pilot are concerned, I'm sure they will find a middle ground to work with. I am sure they will be able to resolve issues. There's a 3-member AICC panel that will help resolve issues. And please understand, I hate to say this today because I've been a journalist myself. Rahul Gandhi is blamed when somebody quits. But why is he not getting the credit for holding Mr. Pilot back today? Why is he not getting the credit to be able to step in and resolve what could have been an exit? I'm just raising a question.
No, sure.
The answer to that, Supriya Shrinathe, is then Rahul Gandhi, should have been perhaps much more active since day one. It's only, let's be honest, Sachin Pilot, this issue has got resolved not because of the active intervention of the Congress High Command. It's got resolved because Sachin Pilot was pushed to the wall with very few options. Ashok Gehlot has shown his dominance, so he's come to the party leadership. You could have resolved this a couple of weeks ago. You need not have wasted the money of, I don't know whose money, in taking your MLAs to Jaisalmer, in keeping them in Fairmont Hotel. I mean, let's be honest. The Congress needs to have a better conflict resolution system. That doesn't mean that you haven't done a decent job in keeping Pilot back. But let's be honest, it's not because of the mechanism he's been kept back, but because he's got no options.
Because the other job offer never materialized. If it had, one second, this is an HR disaster. Look at it from a corporate perspective. You really need a better HR department, which if this battle was festering from day one, if the Gandhis had to step in to help Sachin Pilot navigate through Rajasthan, it had to happen much earlier in the innings, not allow him to reach a point of frustration where he's forced to take a move of this nature, Supriya.
Fair enough. I mean, you do like that HR analogy, don't you? But to take things forward, both Rahul and Rajdeep, I wish things hadn't come to this. I'll be the first to put up my hand and say, and as a national spokesperson, I can say this. I wish things hadn't come to this. I wish the differences could have been resolved earlier. But better late than never. I just think it is easy to whip people, when one is in the opposition. But I really think the credit must go to Rahul Gandhi to step in and resolve this. And I also think,
but in what capacity, one second, since you're so keen, Supriya, on giving him credit, in what capacity has he stepped in? In which, if he's just a Congress MLA, MP, then in what capacity is he stepping in? There's a clamour for him to come in as president. We were told yesterday that Sonia Gandhi is stepping in only for an extended period. Either you are captain and you fight in the battle, or you don't. You can't be, if he's gone, it's not Rahul Gandhi's fault. If we've kept Sachin Pilot back, oh, great job, Rahul Gandhi. It can't work both ways, Supriya, surely.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, you're right. It cannot work both ways. If he's gone, Rahul Gandhi is to be blamed, who's a nobody. And if he stayed back, Rahul Gandhi is a nobody. That can't work. You have to either give him complete credit or you have to completely discredit him. All I am saying is, on the pretext of Mr. Pilot staying back. I wish things could have been resolved. I wish he had kept his differences within the party fora. Please understand, there were 3 legislative party meetings that happened, and people did try to reach out to him. They were AICC representatives. I mean, as editor-in-chief, I don't think you step into every crisis in your team. I think things are delegated. Things were delegated. AICC representatives were there. If it couldn't be resolved at their level, that's when the party leadership steps in. I don't think the party leadership steps in from day one. I am glad it has been resolved. I'll be the first to say, and like I said, I am sorry it has come to this stage. I hate to have seen things slide to this, but I'm glad it can get back. All I will say is this, but as far as the BJP is concerned, please don't be a holy cow, and please don't say you don't topple governments. You tried your best to do this. You tried your best, but your own factionalism failed you.
सारी कोशिश करके
or Mr. Punia or
no,
Mr.
this is correct. You know, you've tried everything you could. It didn't work out with Sachin Pilot and the BJP. Vasundhara Raje herself holding back. Some BJP MLAs didn't go and join the rest of them when they went to Gujarat. Now, that's the reality, that Vasundhara wasn't fully on board with this plan to push Gajendra Singh Shekhawat into the future. And that's one of the reasons why this whole pilot eviction plan has come a cropper. It's a reality. You can't run away from that.
Rahul, I will answer all the 3 aspects. Number 1, the so-called efforts by BJP. Number 2, as Supriya ji has said, the credit to Rahul Gandhi. And finally, what is the present consequential situation in Rajasthan? Number 1, when the oath-taking ceremony was happening and Sachin Pilot was not allowed to enter from the main entrance of Vidhan Sabha, was BJP there in picture? Number 2, when his chair was not put just on the side of the governor, was BJP there in the picture? Number 3, when SOG was formed just to keep an eye over Sachin Pilot MLA, was BJP in the picture? When the notice was served to Sachin Pilot, was BJP in the picture? When Sachin Pilot was called Nikamma and Gaddar, was BJP in the picture? Sir, where was BJP in this? Only the blame was on the BJP, the action was on the Congress side. And second thing, if Rahul Gandhi is to be credited, yes, of course, I think by this Supriya ji has given an indication from now onwards, in any time in future, if there will be any conflict, it will be not between Gehlot and Sachin Pilot, it will be between the Gehlot and Rahul Gandhi. Now, the final consequential position in Rajasthan Congress is, I would like to quote a famous proverb of Hindi, Rahiman धागा प्रेम का मत तोड़ो चटकाए टूटे से फिर ना जुड़े जुड़े गांठ पड़ जाए. अब तोड़ना नहीं चाहिए, जब तोड़ने के बाद जुड़ता है तो कितना भी बढ़िया जोड़ दीजिए, गांठ तो पड़ी जाती है.
Okay, I want to build on this analogy, Rajdeep. You've got a knot over there. Now, if you have a doha or a proverb, yes, you can come in. Otherwise, my question is to Rajdeep. Think of one, Supriya. I'm coming to you. But this is a reality. That relationship has weathered.
I'm just going to come in with a...
Okay, go on. Supriya first.
I am just going to come in with a very small question for Mr. Trivedi. Where is Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy? Why is he not a minister? Why is Shehnawaz Hussain not a Rajya Sabha MP? Where is Mr. Arun Shourie? Why did you make Jayant Sinha and Yashwant Sinha write articles against each other? The Congress had nothing to do with any of these people. And of course, I am not going up until your Margdarshak Mandal, sir. So let's not talk about our issues because we have too many skeletons of yours to raise.
Rajdeep, does it make sense? Does it make sense for Sachin Pilot to stay in Delhi? Or it seems he's keen on going back to Rajasthan and stay there, but can he and Gehlot, because gaant to ban gayi, in that rope there's now a knot.
You see, if the Congress was the party of power, where it could sort of distribute, positions in Delhi, in Jaipur, perhaps Sachin Pilot could have been brought to Delhi. What does he come to Delhi and do? You're not going to make him working president.
Why not?
2
not
weeks,
after this.
2 weeks after a chief minister has called you Nikamma. You're not going to make him your working president, and the doubt will still persist whether, to what extent was he sort of flirting with the BJP, had it gone well beyond a flirtation. So even that option is ruled out. I think Sachin Pilot has to do what intelligent politicians do. Patience. I remember Sharad Pawar once told me, what are among the qualities required to be a good politician? Chambdi moti honi chahiye, thick skin, and patience bahut hona chahiye. Sharad Pawar has gone through lots of options.
The young man doesn't have patience. That's very clear.
You see, Sharad Pawar became chief minister at 38, attempted to sort of rise very, very fast, eventually had to leave the Congress, spent almost a decade outside, came back, became chief minister, once became defense minister, then went back as chief minister. In politics, Rahul, you never know what tomorrow brings. I think the lesson for Sachin Pilot and for anyone really in politics is that you can't sort of be Usain Bolt. You can't expect it over. You're deputy chief minister at 42, you've got to bide your time. And I think that's the one miscalculation he made. He chose the wrong time. I think he has reason to believe that he should get more.
Oh, of course.
Because he was the Congress president of Rajasthan. We can argue that Gehlot's contribution was much more. All that is possible and is subjective at one level. But I think even at 42, Sachin Pilot's best years are ahead of him. Should ideally be.
No, but from a corporate perspective, if you're going to quit a company, don't leave with a prospective job letter. Leave only when you have a real offer in your hand.
And and also be careful. You see, the problem for the Congress, that's one part of it. The other problem is, to use your corporate analogy, it is at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, a family business. So there's only so much you can get in this. One senior congressman told me once, he said, I'm more talented, I believe, than most people in my party, but मैं कभी CEO नहीं बन सकता. And that's the nature of this party. Now, Sachin Pilot has to recognize, therefore, a certain limitations that this Congress structure has in place. That you can't overnight expect to be made the chief minister simply because you have a good equation with your leadership. It doesn't work like that in the Congress. Ashok Gehlot, I think Rahul has proven that in this Congress party, there are still a few regional satraps left. And he's one of the last few
and he's
regional
shown
satraps.
who knows how to play politics.
He knew the ground realities of Rajasthan and the desperation. You know, at the end of the day, desperation.
So there's desperation on both sides.
No, but you see, the BJP perhaps also recognized that Ashok Gehlot is a khiladi.
No, but they had a Vasundhara problem to deal with as well.
Yes,
if they thought that Vasundhara was fully on board,
that's a big
they
difference.
could have pushed it
You're
further.
right, Rahul, that's one big difference between Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. I think in Madhya Pradesh, all the leaders of the BJP eventually were on board with this decision to bring down the Kamal Nath government by taking in Scindia. In Rajasthan, I don't think Vasundhara is on the same page as a Gajendra Shekhawat, Amit Shah and a Narendra Modi, and she does still have an element of support within the MLA. So, you know, that perhaps the desperation wasn't there within the BJP. The desperation wasn't Gehlot. Kamal Nath didn't have the desperation, Shivraj Singh Chauhan had it. Politics mein desperation chahiye. Sharad Pawar had the desperation to form an alliance with Shiv Sena and NCP. Fadnavis had it, but Fadnavis had ruptured his relations with Shiv Sena. So I think there are lessons in this, and maybe a little bit of that spirit of Ashok Gehlot will help the Congress party. You know, I would like to see a little bit more of fighting spirit in the opposition of this country.
They've shown some fighting spirit in trying to save their government. But the point that Sudhanshu Trivedi made is important. There's now a knot in that relationship. Can they work together? How will they work together? The extent to which they'll work together. Two men who didn't get along at all, can they now, as part of the three-member committee, actually help govern Rajasthan? Right? And most importantly, is the government now a lamed out government? Gehlot constantly looking over his shoulders. If you've told Sachin Pilot, we project you next time, will Ashok Gehlot be comfortable with that? He won't say very much in public, but how will it play in private? We'll track all of that and more. Rajdeep will have more on this story on his show at 9 p.m. We're slipping into a break. When we come back, we've got a special report from China on the dams that are being built in the Brahmaputra. There's so much talk about China building multiple dams in the Brahmaputra, but there is no clear sense of just where these dams have been built, how many dams have been built, and how dangerous these dams are from an India water flow perspective. You're with us on the news track. While eastern Ladakh simmers, China has ramped up construction of dams along the mighty Brahmaputra river, sparking concerns about Beijing's attempts to disrupt India's water supply. What's alarming is that the dams that are coming up are very close to the Indian border in Arunachal Pradesh. There's been so much talk about the fact that China is building dams, but so far nobody really has clear visual proof of where these dams are being built, what they look like, and what they mean for India. India Today's open source intelligence desk has this special investigation.
Asia's water tower, the roof of the world. That is what Tibet has long been known as. A river almost 3,000 kilometers long, originating beneath Mount Kailash. The Yarlung Zangbo plunges from the Himalayan roof into India and becomes the Brahmaputra. A lifeline for tens of millions living downstream. But satellite shows China has built a cascade of dams on the Brahmaputra in the Tibet region. Barriers that could choke off this lifeline or flood India down below. A triplet of dams on the Brahmaputra in Tibet bordering Arunachal Pradesh. Zangmo, Gyatsa and Dagu, within a distance of 24 kilometers. Zangmo is already commissioned, Gyatsa complete, Dagu being rapidly built. And there are many more coming. China has announced plans to build at least 8 dams more on the Brahmaputra in Tibet within the next 10 years.
China is likely to use this threat as a political weapon in times of war. In peace, China will try to signal annoyance with India, irritate India, try to corner India.
Officially, China claims to be building dams in Tibet to tap hydropower. But its upper riparian control allows Beijing an opportunity to regulate flow of Asia's major river systems, flowing into India, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Nepal, Myanmar and several others.
The satellite image analysis, for example, of the Taku Dam, which is under construction, shows 2 inlets and 2 outlets with 900 meters in between, which is totally dry. The river is going under the mountains. This tunneling is actually not required because this is a run of the river dam, and just like the Gyatsa dam, the water could be diverted from the side of the dams.
This raises concerns about the possibility that the Brahmaputra waters could be diverted to the dry deserts through underground tunnels using the Dagu Dam. China is expected to share data about the water flow with India during the monsoon. In the past, Beijing has downplayed New Delhi's concerns over the dam building spree across the border.
Sources in the Indian government say that dam construction by China is being closely monitored, and Beijing and New Delhi often discuss this matter to make sure there is no misunderstanding. However, tensions over water resources cannot be ruled out, especially at a time when India and China are involved in a military standoff. With camera person Sanjeev Kumar, Abhishek Bhalla in New Delhi for India Today.
The Modi government has announced a big Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense initiative, one that's focused on building domestic self-reliance capacities. A ban has been imposed on 101 items. Now, India Today is learning that 2 big Desi defense deals, one for the Tejas light combat aircrafts and another for the advanced light helicopters, are in advanced stages, and the orders will be placed very soon, giving a big fillip to the domestic defense infrastructure industry. Take a look at this report.
India's light combat aircraft Tejas India's light combat helicopter. 2 indigenously developed military aircraft now on the threshold of a massive milestone. With Defence Minister Rajnath Singh unveiling India's first import ban list for military hardware, the decks are now cleared for 2 massive Indian deals. A $5.2 billion deal for 83 improved Tejas fighter jets, codenamed the Mark 1A, and the first ever contract for 15 indigenously developed light combat helicopters. With the government declaring Atmanirbhar Saptah or Self-Reliance Week, there's strong buzz that Prime Minister Modi could make an announcement on Independence Day on August the 15th, though there is no confirmation of this so far. What is certain, though, is that the final green signal has been given for both deals to be signed. In a massive show of faith in the indigenous combat helicopter, the Indian Air Force's Vice Chief flew an LCH in full combat profile in Ladakh last week. He is said to have been very impressed with the machine, and ahead of the first historic order, 2 of these helicopters have been deployed to Ladakh on a force projection mission with the Indian Air Force. After a long and troubled development cycle, the light combat aircraft entered squadron service with the Indian Air Force in 2016, with half of about 40 aircraft delivered already to populate 2 squadrons. The upcoming contract for 83 additional aircraft is for a hugely improved version that sports better offensive capabilities and is more easily maintainable. Both the contracts for the improved Tejas and the light combat helicopter will be a windfall for India's state-owned Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, the country's sole military aircraft manufacturer. A company that has thrived on captive orders and zero competition for decades, and simply filled its order books without any fear of losing to a non-existent rival. Which has led to concerns that the 2 new mega contracts will be only the latest incentive for HAL to shun improvements and stagnate in efficiency and innovation, while the private sector remains a second-class citizen in defense manufacture. Finally, what will compel HAL to wake up and stop taking such orders for granted? While the road to Atmanirbharta in defense is a difficult one, orders for the 2 indigenous aircraft comes as an undeniable milestone in a country that remains one of the largest importers of defense equipment. A reminder that came just days ago with the arrival of India's first Rafale jets from France. Will India's future military aircraft path be more Atmanirbhar is the multi-billion-dollar question. Bureau Report, India Today.
Both these projects have run way over time, way over their initial expense estimates. We're going to place these orders now. Let's just hope Hindustan Aeronautics can get its act together and deliver them in a time frame that's in keeping with what the Air Force wants.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.